Golf Australia magazine has just released its top 100 golf courses for 2026, and instead of rushing through the entire list, I'm breaking down the top 20 properly. This first video covers courses ranked 20 through 11, and at this level we're already talking about exceptional golf. The margins are razor thin, and depending on conditions or personal taste, plenty of these could move 5 or 10 spots either way. So let's start the countdown. Lonsdale Links opens this top 20, and it's a great example of how strong Australian public golf has become. The course underwent a major redevelopment more than 5 years ago by the team at OCM, and the result is a more wide-open course with some very quirky yet fascinating green complexes. It's fun, playable, and visually engaging without being overly penal. It's the type of course most would happily play every week. The South Course at Peninsula Kingswood often lives in the shadow of its North Course, but this ranking shows how highly regarded it really is. Redesigned late last decade by the team at OCM and Mike Clayton, it's strategic, subtly challenging, and rewards thoughtful shot placement rather than brute force. And most of the fairways are more generous than the North Course. One of my favourite holes is the short par 3 17th, a very strong, modern Sandbelt style layout. Ocean Dunes is raw, remote, and completely unapologetic. Located on King Island, it leans heavily into its wild setting, firm turf, dramatic winds, and rugged visuals. The first 4 holes are standouts, and so is the par 3 10th along the coastline. It's a thoughtful layout that weaves in different directions. It won't be for everyone, but for those who connect with it, it's unforgettable. Yarra Yarra continues to shine after its restoration by the team at Renaissance Golf Design late last decade. The plain corridors are far less intimidating, which has improved playability. The real defence and stars of Yarra are its well-bunkered green complexes, its classic Sandbelt golf, understated and strategic without ever feeling unfair. And the experience is capped off by one of the Sandbelt's great clubhouses. The Lakes is one of Australia's most consistent tournament venues, hosting 4 Australian Opens in the 2010s. It's strong from tee to green, asks tough questions, and holds up brilliantly under championship pressure. The threat of water on the back nine will strike fear into many, and there's plenty of genuine risk-reward moments, a hallmark of great golf architecture. And it goes without saying that course conditioning is exceptional. Metropolitan is pure Melbourne Sandbelt. Exceptional bunkering, elite green complexes, and strategic width off the tee. It's also where the Sandbelt characteristic of greens cut right up to bunker edges was born. A renovation by the team at Crafter and Mogford only a couple of years ago has only strengthened the strategic value of Metro. It's the kind of course that reveals more layers the more you play it, and its presentation has always matched its reputation. St Andrews Beach is a course that will appeal to all levels of golfers. It's bold, fun, and visually striking, with plenty of undulation and options everywhere. It doesn't dictate how you should play any given hole. There's tremendous variety throughout the round, with some reachable par 4s for longer hitters and a mixture of small greens and larger ones. It's what you'd call a second shot golf course, with many greens well guarded by swales and runoffs. And it always helps when Tom Doak is the person who designed it. The Moonah course at the National is undeniably a tough test of golf, especially if the wind blows. Designed by Greg Norman and Bob Harrison and opening at the start of the century, it's demanding and equally dramatic. For elite players, it's a serious examination with carefully placed bunkers off the tee and around the greens. For everyone else, it's an experience you don't forget quickly. One saving grace for higher handicappers is the use of slopes around greens to bring slightly errant shots back closer and sometimes onto the greens. Royal Adelaide is one of Australia's most historically important courses. It's no stranger to championship golf and last hosted the Women's Australian Open in 2020 and is well overdue to host the Men's Aussie Open, which it last did in 1998. It blends classic design principles with clever routing and beautiful presentation, and it's captured wonderfully by Scott Campbell in these pictures. Royal Adelaide has an understated and timeless quality, which continues to resonate with golfers. A train line cuts through the course, a quirky feature that only adds to its character. Just outside the top 10 is the National's Gunnamatta course, designed by Tom Doak on the same land as the previous course, which was known as the Ocean Course. It's bold, sprawling, and interesting architecturally. Mid to high handicappers will enjoy the freedom here, while elite players will fancy their chances of shooting a low score, although there are certainly some spots around the greens you want to avoid. The infinity-style green on the par 3 16th is one of the highlights. A course that leaves a lasting impression and one that often divides opinion in the best way possible. That's courses 20 through 11 on Golf Australia magazine's 2026 rankings. And if you'd like to read the entire top 100 list, I've put a link to Golf Australia magazine's full ranking in the video description. The top 10 is where things get really interesting. Iconic championship venues, globally recognised layouts, and some courses that divide opinion in a big way. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel. The top 10 countdown is coming next. Thanks for watching, and head to underthecard.com to view our online store. There's framed print photography and also digital downloads, which can be delivered instantly and are suitable for printing.